Hi, it's Debbie from Toronto Weekend. Welcome for another edition. We're here with Greezy Deckz, and he's coming on from Brampton, and it's so nice to see you again. It's been a couple of months.
Building, yes, it has. You know what I mean? But we're out here still grinding, still getting it in, still doing it big.
Absolutely. So what's been going on? Let's start from the beginning. How did you get your name?
I got my name in the skate park. Growing up, just being on the grind. Getting into skateboarding, things like that. I would always break my deck. So we went with Deckz first, and then I threw Greezy on top. But I got into high school and started doing music. So that's basically how I got started with my name. Greezy Deckz.
Nice. That's pretty awesome that you correlated your name to the skateboarding.
Yes,
now,
definitely.
When you say you got into music, what was the push to get you involved in that?
I would say just having good friends around and just always being immersed in just doing stuff like music, being talented. But aside from that, I would say me just having one of my friends that passed away when I was 16. He's definitely somebody that wanted to see us take it serious. So when he passed away, I decided to just really commit to it and put forth that passion and really show people that this is what I want to do.
Awesome. So you've been doing music for quite a long time.
Yes, 15 years.
How do you keep yourself motivated?
There's times when you could lose motivation, but you take it one day at a time, and just realize that there's always another day where you can pick up the motivation again. If you don't have it that one day, there can always be another day where you can find another way to get motivated, find a way to stay, inspired, basically, right? So that's just why I just try to make sure that whenever I'm losing motivation, I listen to my music, or I'll go through something, or maybe listen to somebody else that inspires me to kind of just stay motivated, or look towards my peers that are doing well in the industry as well, and just take a page out of their book.
That's very good. That's awesome. That's really good to hear. Now, you take all these pages. Now, we were talking a little bit earlier about influences and individuals and stuff like that. And how do you keep yourself grounded throughout this?
Just being around just a small circle of friends, people that I trust, and not being out there too much. I try to keep my life as private as possible, even though I still have to showcase that I'm an artist on Instagram and social media and things like that. I still try to just stay grounded by being around family and being around people that are ones that I can trust and know that I can be myself around them. When you're doing this music thing and getting like famous and all the attention and stuff like that, some people strive and want that life to always be what their main life is, but then you realize that you still have to have a personal life too and be private at times.
How do you find that balance between your music career and your private life? I know it does to get really
it
hard
works,
sometimes.
There's ways around it. There's ways where I have to be dad and put on the dad hat, and then I gotta take that off and be in the rap hat, the rap mode. But I find balance by just making sure I prioritize what's more important, and family always comes first. So I make sure that I get the family stuff out of the way before I can get into the studio. So if it comes down to getting my son down for sleep before I can work on a song, then that's what I gotta do, right? So the balance comes with ease because being a father trumps everything.
Absolutely. Parenting is difficult.
Yeah.
Especially when you do have times where you have to step away from your children to pursue your passion and your career.
That's definitely something that I think about every day as like what's gonna happen when it's time for me to be as big as Drake, and then I'm gonna be halfway across the world for 6 months at a time, and they're gonna be at that age where they're gonna actually be realizing that I'm gone for that long, and they're gonna be wondering why, but they're gonna have to just understand that daddy's at work doing this doing this thing, making sure that he's putting food on the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, what was one of the most interesting challenges you've ever had to come across, and how did you maneuver that?
The most interesting challenge is one that I face every day is, just getting your fan base established, getting yourself out there, and, getting people to actually listen to what you do and what you make. I feel like that's a challenge as an artist. Any artist will face that every day growing into their craft, into the career. it's something that's you face every day because there's always going to be room for improvement. There's going to always be time where you can build your fan base to another level, you know. And as much as I've gotten my name out there over the years, I still feel like, me personally, there's a lot more to be done, you know. So that's one of the challenges I face, is how do I get myself to a level like Drake, for example, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. Do you find it easier to write music that's more on a positive note or more based on what your life has experienced?
Both, you know.
Both?
Yeah, like, it depends. If I know somebody is going through something and I can help them go through it a bit better or get through it with the song, then I'll make the song just so that they can be able to get through it. And if it's a personal experience, then I'll make sure that it's something that I can write that other people can relate to as well, you know, who may be also going through the same thing.
That's excellent. That's really good to have that connection with your fans, to have that organic fan base where
being
you can
vulnerable,
draw them in.
being vulnerable for me is important, just to show them like what I'm really willing to do, just to, you know, impress them per se on the mic.
Absolutely.
You know?
It's really good to be able to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
To be vulnerable.
You gotta be able to cut through and be able to touch people in a certain way with your music, not just make them dance to it or whatever. They gotta be able to feel something that's important and why it's important to you, you know?
Almost like a lasting legacy.
Yes, just like that.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
To be honest, I see myself 5 years from now still in the studio, you know, working my ass off, still striving to become one of the greatest artists from, you know, Brampton, Ontario. I see myself being a little bit more successful within the type of money I'm making off my music, being able to fill out more shows and sell those out more, you know, be able to sell more tickets, being a lot more on the radio, things like that, and definitely traveling a lot more. I see myself definitely traveling a lot more to different places to explore different music scenes that are going on, and where I can kind of fit myself into to kind of, you know, have fun.
Yeah. What would be some of the venues you'd like to perform at?
SOBs and NYC. Definitely want to perform at the ACC. That's definitely a goal. And I heard about Drake's new venue, History. That'd be something cool to perform at. But any historic venue that I haven't conquered yet downtown is pretty much where I would like to perform, because I want to be able to say I performed at the mall, you know?
True.
Yeah.
The mall's always a step, you know, somewhere.
I performed at the mall before too. That was actually cool too. I performed at Sunrise in Sherwood Gardens, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
That was like before all the renovations.
Yeah, that was a pretty good experience, because it got a chance for people who are shopping to kind of just walk by it, a performing rapper that's like, they're not really expecting to see that when you're shopping, you know, so
True.
That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, how have you noticed the difference between starting your music career to now, like the groups that are following you, the people that listen to your music, that sort of thing? Like, have you seen the climate, and how do you?
The climate is they're still warming up to me, I'll say. You know, we're getting there. You know, over the years, in the beginning, I would say it was a little bit harder to kind of get people's attention, but with the grace of God, I've been able to have like a few big cosigns in the industry that kind of help people look my way a bit more. You know, shout out to Soulja Boy, I would say that. You know, he kind of helped a lot of people pay attention to me. You know, and a lot of other people along the way that I've met have kind of just inspired me to kind of just keep going and making sure that I continue to make a name for myself, you know, basically.
What would you say would be your biggest musical influences?
Right now, myself, you know, because I'm learning to go off of my own inspiration more each day. You know, that's what keeps me original. Like, not really taking inspiration from other people.